Why all final league phase games in the Champions League kick off at 8 p.m. The Champions League format changed significantly for the 2024-25 season. For more teams have competed in this year's edition, increasing the overall number of games from 125 to 189. These format changes are the most significant in football's most important club competition since 2004. Last season, there were 8 groups of 4 with the top 2 teams qualifying for the round of 16. This time around, the expanded league phase in the Champions League saw all 36 teams play 8 games against as many different opponents to form one giant league table. The top 8 automatically qualify for the last 16 while clubs ranked from 9th to 24th duke it out in an intermediary playoff. There will be no passage into the Europa League for any clubs. To avoid any potential injustice, the final round of league phase fixtures will take place at the same time, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, on Wednesday, January 29, 2025. Here's how it will work. Upon its conclusion, there would have been 144 matches in the league phase stage of the 2024-25 Champions League. This included 8 match days with 18 games per week. As part of the revamped format, the first round of fixtures saw matches played on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is known as an exclusive week, which will be given to all 3 of UEFA's European competitions and have seen matches from only one competition take place in a dedicated week. After 7 match days, the stage all 36 teams are at now, all encounters are set to kick off at the same time on Wednesday, January 29, 2025, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. As all the competing clubs will be ranked in the same league table, the last set of games will be played simultaneously to ensure that no team gains an unfair advantage by kicking off later and knowing what they need to do to qualify. The same principle is applied on the final day of the Premier League season. The 36 teams that qualified for the league phase were put into 4 pots of 9. Each club was randomly assigned 8 opponents by a computer, 4 home and 4 away, with 2 opponents drawn from each pot. Clubs with high coefficient rankings based on their performance in the competition were drawn in the higher pots, including Real Madrid, Liverpool and Manchester City, who were in pot 1. Teams will have accumulated points across their 8 matches and, at the end of the league phase, the top 8 in the table will progress to the round of 16. Clubs ranked between 9th and 24th will play in a 2-legged playoff round in February to try and qualify for the next stage. Meanwhile, teams who are in positions 25 to 36 will be eliminated from all continental competitions. The last 16 will be played in March and the knockout stages will be the same format as last year's Champions League until the final. Liverpool have arguably faced the toughest slate of fixtures among the 4 Premier League qualifiers. Arne Slot's fast starters were pitted against Real Madrid, who have won the most Champions League titles in the competition's history and twice defeated Liverpool in the showpiece fixture over recent years. The Reds were also up against a Bayer Leverkusen side fresh from an unbeaten Bundesliga campaign alongside tough away trips to AC Milan and Girona. That said, Slot and his men are unbeaten heading into their final matchup against Dutch outfit PSV Eindhoven, having won all 7 of their affairs thus far. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola's 4-in-a-row champions have enjoyed a much easier run in theory, but have found it very hard going. They first drew against the Serie A juggernaut 0-0 before a 4-0 win over Slovan Bratislava at the beginning of January. A win over Sparta Prague boosted their aspirations of earning automatic progression, but they were quickly brought back down to earth with a chastening 4-1 win over Sporting CP, then led by Ruben Amorim. Their aspirations of earning automatic progression, but they were quickly brought back down to earth with a chastening 4-1 win over Sporting CP, then led by Ruben Amorim. Their chances of reaching a playoff spot rely on winning their concluding match. The Gunners are looking to improve on last season's quarter-final exit. They opened their campaign with a tough away trip to Europa League holders Atalanta, drawing 0-0, and finish away to Girona, who recorded an impressive third-place position in La Liga last term. Statement wins against PSG, Sporting and Dinamo Zagreb have put them in a comfortable position. Aston Villa are playing in Europe for the first time since the 1982-83 season and, upon finding out were relatively pleased with their fixtures. Unai Emery's side faced Bayern Munich, and reigned victorious in a 1-0 win, a fixture which mirrored the 1982 final which they famously won before going up against the likes of Juventus, Celtic and Club Brugge. As things stand, a spot in the automatic spots is up for grabs after winning 4 of a possible 7.